Yo, what is going on, guys? I'm the Zombicutioner, and today I have an extremely monumental video. I believe that I single-handedly solved the biggest question that the zombie community has been pondering for so long. What do the blood vials mean, and what is Richtofen's insurance policy? I'm going to ask that you guys watch this video all the way through and leave a like, because if for some reason you guys miss a part of this video, it may affect your understanding of what I'm talking about. I'm not going to keep you guys waiting any longer. I am super excited to bring you guys this video. So let me begin this video by reminding everybody that the first time we had ever seen these blood vials was at the time of origins on Richtofen. And from that time on, we were left guessing for so long about what these could mean and what the reason for them were. I believe that with the recent events taking place, I can finally have an answer for this question and what these blood vials may be doing on all of our characters now. Until the time of the Zetsubou no Shima Easter Egg, we had not seen these blood vials on another character other than Richtofen. Although once we complete the Zetsubou no Shima Easter Egg, we can see that all of our characters have blood vials with them now. Before returning to our game, we see that the crew is teleported to an undisclosed location, and upon returning, we hear Dempsey say, "Okay, I gotta admit, I didn't see that one coming." And Richtofen responds by saying, "Call it our insurance policy." I believe I can finally explain what is happening and the reason for these events. When our Origins crew is collecting their blood from their 1.0 versions, we see that they do this in a pretty standard sacrificial manner in one way or another. If we take a step back and look what this could mean, we see that in ancient history, taking the blood of the dead or a sacrifice was seen as a way of purification. We see that as our story progresses, 3 of our 4 characters are beginning to gain knowledge which they should have none of. Takeo, Dempsey, and Richtofen had been speaking of memories that these versions never experienced. An example of this would be when our Origins tank makes a reference of his memories of the Pack-a-Punch being on the moon. Although the Pack-a-Punch was never actually on the moon and was at Area 51, gaining any knowledge of this would be explained from the events that occur while teleporting. The NDT is capable of interdimensional teleportation, and when these 2 dimensions are crossed, even for a second, the knowledge of these characters is crossed. This would explain why our crew is gaining this knowledge that they have. So I'm sure at this point in the video, you guys may be asking yourselves, what about Nikolai? Why isn't Nikolai gaining these memories that the others are? And my answer to that would be this. If we recall, Nikolai 1.0 was a drunk, and when somebody is intoxicated, they have a hard time remembering what is happening, which is why Nikolai has a very fuzzy memory. How could Nikolai remember anything if his 1.0 version doesn't even remember these things himself? At this point, you may be wondering, where am I going with this? And that answer would be, when have we seen our characters take special steps before traveling to the next 1.0 character? Never, except for when they are going to get ready to go to Nikolai. They must purify Nikolai before collecting his blood, because if not, he is useless to this grand plan. The reason that the other characters have the blood vials now is because if for some reason the events set in motion fail to continue as planned, they now have a way to fix these with the sacrificial blood. None of these crew members were aware of this until they set these events in motion after the Zetsubou no Shima Easter Egg. But the reason they are taking this blood is because in some way each and every one of them was corrupt. We see that Richtofen was crazy, Takeo was too loyal, Dempsey lost sight of what really mattered, and Nikolai was a drunk who could not remember anything. Due to the power of the MDT, there is also molecular changes occurring, meaning that our Origins crew may physically and mentally be becoming our 1.0 versions. If for some reason things do not work out, my speculation is that Richtofen has a model of every crew member in a completely purified state whom can carry out this plan and preserve a better tomorrow. If something does happen to go wrong, each of our 4 members now has a way to fix it with these sacrificial blood vials, and as we have heard time and time again, they will awaken the test subjects, thus explaining Richtofen's insurance policy and the need for these blood vials. I'm going to end that video here, guys. If you found this video at all informational, be sure to smack that like button right in the face, drop some comments down below, maybe even subscribe and tell a friend. I would love your guys' faces if you did all that for me. Be sure to remember that I'm doing this channel for you guys and my personal enjoyment. So I'll see you guys in the next one.